Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda has officially been denied funding by the World Bank because of the anti-homosexuality bill that they passed about 4 or 5 months ago. Museveni, on his official Twitter account, as you can see here, anasema Ugandans, especially the Bazukulu, greetings. Last night, an official from the World Bank rang me to alert me about the statements from the bank regarding the suspension of any new requests from Ugandan loans. They can keep what they have and the project that they have already, that they're not taking away, but no more new funding. I want to inform everybody, starting with Ugandans, that Uganda will develop with or without loans. With or without loans. This guy's been in power for close to 50 years now. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. He goes on to say, it is therefore unfortunate that the World Bank and other actors dare to want to coerce us into abandoning our faith, culture, principles, and sovereignty using money, mullah. They really underestimate all Africans. We do not need pressure from anybody to know how to solve our problems in our society. These are our problems. They are our problems. We are continuing to talk with the World Bank so that, this is not going to work anyway. But the only way it's going to work is if they go and say that we're going to allow the homosexuals. So, just to show you a little bit of what happened, if you never followed this story, this was a major story some 4 or 5 months ago. It is a bill that was near and dear to Museveni's heart.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting. I never knew what they were doing. That's how I've been told recently that what they do is terrible, disgusting.
And as you can see here in their parliament, this is a guy by the name Musa Ukweru.
I have gone to some hospitals and I have seen children with ripped anuses.
Hey.
Children with ripped anuses. I have talked to the doctors and asked the doctors what happened. These children were molested by homosexuals.
Jesus.
And for anybody who is reasonable to stand here and say that this thing is okay, it's a human right to destroy people's anuses, that person is evil. Hell belongs to that person. That person is evil. Hell belongs to that person, and I can tell you, we will win this race. We will win the race. Those who believe in it in their countries, have it there. In our country, we will have our morals. We will protect our children, and we are making this law. We are making this law for ourselves. We are making this law for our children. We are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda.
Kuna criminality na kuna homosexuals. Not every homosexual molests children. It's just like saying we should not really now have sleeping stuff. We should stop sleeping with our wives because some idiots, they go out there raping women. It's a dumb thought process in my view for him to use that analysis that he went to the hospital, he found some kids molested. Really unfortunate for these kids. But you cannot say that because it's because of homosexuality. They're still gonna do it, even if the bill is passed. If you have a pedophile out there that wants to do some BS, he's still gonna do whatever he wanna do. That's a criminal. That's criminal right there. That has nothing to do with this issue of homosexuality. But anyway, that's Uganda. I'm not a Ugandan. I don't really want to say that that's their business. You feel me? And this is their speaker. I think just reaffirming what the guy was talking about.
This house will not shy to restrict any right to the extent of the house recognizes, protects and safeguards the sovereignty of this country, the morals of this country, the cultures, and will always legislate for our people.
So the World Bank imesema vile imesema, they're not, backing down on this. I don't know if they're gonna start having more sanctions. And it's time for Africa to start really stop this corruption, and they start standing on their own. So that way we don't have this type of issues where people are actually controlling our destiny. In as much as personally I don't agree with the bill, I still think how do you stop funding a country and the project that they have, and because they don't want to do what you want them to do in terms of social policy? I mean, I think that's a bit stretching it. Homosexuality is not that, if you're not in Africa, homosexuality is not that spread out in Africa as it is in the West. And I think this is some of the things that people in the West don't really understand. Homosexuality doesn't really have roots in our culture as it does in America, for instance. And I think it's important for us to start knowing that people need time to accept this new ways of living, because in Africa marriage is more between a man and a woman, as far as the community, as far as how people see it, the majority of people. Even in Kenya we had this issue before.
We have Kenyan law, we have Kenyan constitution, we have our tradition, we have our customs. We will continue to respect other people's customs as they respect our customs and our tradition. I am very clear that we respect everybody and what they believe in, but we also have what we believe in, and we expect to be respected for what we believe in.
It's time that we start appreciating every culture. Appreciate Africans and what Africans stand for, and give them time to be able to soften up to this particular issue. Cutting funding, that one we can't support that. We can't support that from the World Bank. I think that is, that's a dirty play, because that's controlling. You're trying to control a nation's destiny without reason. There should be reason, there should be conversation, and we have to bridge the gap between people's way of living versus how we want them to live. You feel me? Hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching this content. All the best.
We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Sure. Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay. You are a transgender.
What shows that I'm gay?
You are a transgender, and you're a gay rights activist and an outspoken lesbian, homosexual. How can I describe you? Now, we're looking at the raging debate. You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay? You're having a girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
So what are you doing with this lady?
By choice.
By choice?
Yeah. I've just not, I've chosen not to engage.
Doesn't that make you gay?
What do you mean, doesn't that make me gay? I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?